Hello, good morning. How you doing? It's Phil Thatch, and today I'm out at the eastern side of the Blythe Ferry crossing of the Tennessee River, and I have something new today. This is the 600 millimeter f6.3 PF, super small, super light, and I'm using the Z50 II on it. So this entire combination is ridiculously light and it's 900 millimeters full frame equivalent. So that is pretty cool. Um, haven't had a whole lot of luck finding birds. I stopped at Harrison Bay State Park and took a picture of a great blue heron from what appeared to be a mile away. But I was able to nearly fill the frame because of 900 millimeters full frame equivalent. Here's the first photo I've ever made with my new 600 millimeter f6.3 PF lens, and it's the great blue heron. I really like this shot from a compositional point of view. I was at a nice low angle on the bird, so that looks good. I like the look of this area in the background, and I like even further in the background some fall color. My only thing I don't like about this shot is I wish the bird's head was turned to the left just a few degrees. I don't like the head angle on this shot, but otherwise I really like it. Now, every single picture in this video will be 600 millimeters. This is a prime lens. It does not zoom. And I'm always wide open. This lens is at its sharpest wide open at 6.3. So I won't be telling you the focal length and the aperture anymore. Just know that all the rest of the pictures are 600 millimeters and f6.3. And this one is 1/400th of a second and ISO 280. And then I came up here and I've gotten, I think I got three birds. I got a white-throated sparrow. Here's my first white-throated sparrow photograph. This is 1/500th of a second and ISO 1000. Thought it turned out really nice. I really wanted to go out and do some songbirds today instead of just sandhill cranes, even though it is kind of sandhill crane season. So I was happy with this shot. And here's another one on that same perch with the same settings, 1/500th and ISO 1000 of the beautiful white-throated sparrow. Here's another white-throated sparrow on a different perch. This one had much less light, so I'm still at 1/500th and my ISO has crept all the way up to 4500. And of course, I don't like these obstacles in the foreground, but otherwise I really like this shot and it really filled the frame quite a bit. I got a lot closer on this one than the last two. I got a female northern cardinal. I thought this female northern cardinal was absolutely beautiful. I love that she had her tuft poking up and the cloudy day had her in some really soft light. All of that is great. What was terrible about these cardinal shots was this just horrible. I was shooting through so much stuff. Matter of fact, most of my shots of her had something blocking her face. But I shared a couple that did not have her face blocked, even though this down here is terrible and I would never even post this on social media. I'll still show it in a video. This is 1/200th of a second and ISO 900. And here's another shot on that same perch with the exact same settings. I couldn't decide if I liked this pose or this pose better, so I went ahead and shared both of those. And then she moved to a slightly different spot. Still, this one would have been fine except for this. This branch is just terrible looking. The rest of it, I mean, compared to the last one, I don't really even mind all the stuff blocking her, but this kind of ruins the shot. But once again, it was worth sharing with you in this YouTube video. This is 1/250th of a second and ISO 1250. And I got a male eastern towhee. So those are the birds I've gotten here so far. Here's the male eastern towhee. This is ISO 6400 at 1/250th of a second. I found him in a very dark area and just got a handful of shots off, and this was by far the best one. And so I thought I would share this one with you of the male eastern towhee. I love the colors on these birds. I just got a ruby crowned kinglet. I love that little bird. Take a look. One of my favorite wintertime birds is the ruby crowned kinglet. This is a male ruby crowned kinglet. This is 1/250th of a second and ISO 720. Really happy with this shot. I followed him around for quite some time before I finally got a shot of him. And this one is unobstructed. So that turned out really nice. And this bird is extra, extra tiny. So if you're looking at this on a monitor bigger than a cell phone, you're probably seeing this bird larger than its actual size. I got another white-throated sparrow. This is on some sort of a little vine, and he was working on eating these berries. This is the only shot I got of him. This one's got a little bit of motion blur in it. This is also 1/250th of a second in ISO 720, but I did like the pose, and I liked the berries in the shot that he was working on eating. So even though it does have a tiny bit of motion blur at my slow shutter speed, trying to keep the ISO down, I decided to go ahead and share it with you. The little trail I was on was down there, but I climbed up here onto the road because I'd seen some bird activity here on the other side of the road, and I got a photograph of a male downy woodpecker. So that's pretty cool. Here's the male downy woodpecker that I got a photograph of. I got a few photographs of it, and most of them were terrible, and this was the least bad of the photographs. It's a lot more difficult to photograph birds when you're not in a blind and they are not on perches that you have designed to be photogenic. But I was still happy to see this bird and happy to get the shot. This is 1/250th of a second and ISO 560. I've come now to the Hiwassee Wildlife Refuge and I've made a few shots of sandhill cranes on the ground using the silent shutter. All the shots so far have been with the silent shutter, but I'm going to go try to get some in-flight shots now, and I'll turn the mechanical shutter on so I don't have rolling shutter distortion problems with the in-flight shots. This is an immature sandhill crane in the tall dead grass there, and this shot has not been cropped at all. I would have liked to have had a zoom lens for this shot. I would have zoomed it back a little bit because I like to leave enough room to crop my photos to a 16:9 instead of having these black bars on the right-hand side of the screen. But from where I was standing, this is the furthest back I could get. And this is 1/400th of a second and ISO 1100. I don't talk to the camera very often while I'm at the Hiwassee Wildlife Refuge because there's usually other photographers there, and it embarrasses me to talk to the camera like I'm doing right now with a bunch of people around. But I had a pretty good time there. Not a whole lot of in-flight shots to be had, but I definitely did get some. But before the in-flight shots, I actually got some fairly cool shots, I thought, of sandhill cranes on the ground. Here's a mature sandhill crane, and I watched this bird for quite some time and took a number of photographs of it, and this one was by far my favorite. I just happened to catch it with its mouth open for a moment, and I thought that looked pretty cool. This is 1/500th of a second and ISO 1000 of the beautiful adult sandhill crane. I made a video clip of that sandhill crane as well while it had its head up. But most of the time, when the sandhill cranes are on the ground, they have their head down and they are feeding. Now I've switched over to mechanical shutter for some in-flight shots. This is 1/640th of a second. There wasn't a whole lot of light. I would rather have been at 1/2000th or higher, but 1/640th was still able to nearly freeze the action of this sandhill crane as it flew by. ISO 220. I probably could have had a faster shutter speed even from an ISO point of view, but still happy to get this in-flight shot of the sandhill crane. Here's another sandhill crane in-flight shot, and this one is unusual because usually the birds fly from the right to the left there at the Hiwassee Wildlife Refuge, but this one was flying from left to right, so I thought that was cool. This is 1/1000th of a second and ISO 560. This one has the water in the foreground and then some dirt and then some grass and then some golden dead grass and then some forest. Just all sorts of nice layers in the background of this one. And there was a golden crowned kinglet that I attempted to get a photograph of, but I don't think I got a very good one. But if I did get one that's somewhere near close to halfway good, here's that. Here's the photograph of the golden crowned kinglet that was right there. I was sitting there on the tripod trying to get sandhill cranes in flight, and here comes this golden crowned kinglet and flew right by. The first perch it landed on was too close. The minimum focus distance on the 600 6.3 PF is, I think, 12 feet, maybe 13 feet, and it landed too close. So then it skipped down to this little area, and it was far enough away to where I could get some shots. I took a number of shots, probably 15 or 20, as it bounced all around this little area. And this was the only one where you could even see its eye, as here it is hanging upside down. This is 1/500th of a second and ISO 3200. The golden crowned kinglet is the more rare of the two kinglets that we have in our area, the ruby crowned and the golden crowned. I was able to bag an eastern bluebird female that was on a little post sticking up out of the ground. Got a really good shot of her, or at least I think it's going to be really good. Really happy just by looking on the screen and the EVF with the sharpness of this lens. So let's take a look at the eastern bluebird female and see if this lens is sharp. Here's the female eastern bluebird there on a little post, and really love the way this turned out. I switched the camera back over to electronic shutter for this to try to get the least amount of shutter shock as possible. And I slowed my shutter speed all the way down to 1/200th. The bird stayed there for quite some time, so I was able to make a number of shots, but really happy with the sharpness of this shot. It just shows the capabilities of this lens. This is 500 ISO at 1/200th. Just a beautiful little eastern bluebird female. So all in all, I did enjoy my first time out with my new 600mm f6.3 lens, the Phase Fresnel, I think is how you're supposed to pronounce it. I will probably often pronounce it Phase Fresnel, but I believe it's actually supposed to be pronounced Phase Fresnel. And I think that's the last name of somebody who invented this sort of optic, like in lighthouses or something. I'm probably getting this all wrong, but anyway, enjoyed my new lens, and it was fun shooting with the Z50 II. I do enjoy doing photography with this camera, but I really, and obviously I probably should because it costs way more. I really like my Nikon Z8 a lot more than the Z50 II, but I do enjoy using the Z50 II from time to time, and today was one of those times. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, take a second, reach down, hit the thumbs up. That helps me out a lot, and I hope to see you in my next video. The best way to catch my next video is to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.